are there. Traditionally, some of the Pandits believe that actually the original Dakshinamurti Stotra is only 8 verses. That's why it is called Dakshinamurti-Ashtakam. Ashtakam means 8 verses. The 9th and 10th verse has been added by others. Well, there are 2 opinions. One opinion is been added by Shankaracharya himself. The other opinion is no, it was added by others. Maybe other Shankaracharyas, other monks or Pandits, they have added the 9th and the 10th verse. But anyhow, we will try to study the 9th and 10th verse. The 9th verse, though whether it is a part of original composition or whether is it added once, but it has got a very beautiful and very important meaning, message for all of us. In the 9th verse, Adi Shankaracharya is trying to describe Dakshinamurti as Vishwarupa Ishvara. And in the 10th verse, it is Falashruti. What do we get by chanting the Dakshinamurti Stotra, or by studying or by understanding? What do we get it? Now, we will try to understand the 9th verse. bhūrambhāṃsyanalō'nilōmbara maharnāthō himāṃśuḥ pumān ityābhāti charācharātmakamidaṃ yasyaiva mūrtyaṣṭakam nānyatkiñchana vidyatē vimṛśatāṃ yasmātparasmādvibhō tasmai Shri gurumūrtayē nama idaṃ Shri Dakshinamurtayē. Okay, now before getting into the verse, I want to tell 1 or 2 points so that we can go inside. Now, the scriptures have presented the Supreme Self, or the Lord, or the Bhagavan, or Ishvara, whatever you say, the Lord or the Supreme Self in 3 levels, or in 3 different forms. What is that? One is Arupa Ishvara. Arupa Ishvara, I'm using the word actually. What do I mean here is the God without any form or without any attributes. Nirakara, Nirguna, Parabrahma. Nirakara, without any form, and Nirguna, without any qualities or attributes. Parabrahman. That is the Nirguna Brahman, or in a simple language. Okay. Then the second is Ekarupa Ishvara. The God is manifested as either Vishnu or Shiva or Ganapati. Any our chosen deity we worship, we take the God, use as for our worship, for meditation, for prayers or whatever. So, rather, technically it is called Sopadika Chaitanya. Ekarupa Ishvara. Then the third one is Anekarupa Ishvara. Anekarupa Ishvara means, okay, God, we, especially Hindus, we worship different gods and goddesses. Do we mean Anekarupa Ishvara means we worship different gods and goddesses? So the Brahman has been manifested in different forms, in different gods and goddesses forms. Does it mean? No. This Anekarupa Ishvara means God is manifesting as this mundane universe or the empirical universe or just universe. So the 9th verse is trying to describe how the Lord or how the Dakshinamurti or how the Brahman or how the Ishvara has been manifested as Anekarupa Ishvara. How the Brahman is manifesting as appearing as universe. Now, if you see in the 11th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Vishwarupa Darshana Yoga, we read, that's what Anekarupa Ishvara. But there, interestingly, Shri Krishna prepares our mind from almost like 7th, 9th, 10th chapters. In the 8th chapter, we speak of more of afterlife, but otherwise 7th, 9th and 10th chapter, Krishna prepares our mind so that we can comprehend the Anekarupa Ishvara or Vishwarupa Darshana of the Lord in the 11th chapter. For an example, we all know that Rudra chanting we do. In Rudra chanting, what happens actually? The God has been prescribed or explained as the universal form. God exists in every form, in everything, everywhere. So, and we all chant the Narayana Sukta, Purusha Sukta, Sahasrashirshan Devam Vishvaksham Vishvashambhuvam Vishwan Narayanam Devam Aksharam Paramam Padam. It is all nothing but the Vishwarupa Darshana or Anekarupa Ishvara. And there is a beautiful hymn in the Shiva Sankalpa Upanishad. It goes like this. Vishvat, I'm breaking it so that you can understand. Vishvataha chakshurataha vishvato mukaha vishvato hastaha uta vishvatvat vishvataspat sambahubhyam namati sampatraihi dhyava prutivi janayan deva ekastanme manashiva sankalpamastu. The meaning goes like this. He who has eyes everywhere, faces everywhere, hands and feet everywhere, to him the three worlds bow down with both hands in surrender. He alone is the one. May that supreme or auspicious will be mine. It's a beautiful thing. So this is what explained in this 9th verse. Now, giving this background, let us get into the 9th verse. Now, Dakshinamurti has been manifested as this whole world or universe. Or Lord Vishnu, or Lord Krishna, Lord Shiva, he has been manifested or is manifesting in this entire universe. If not all, some of us, we start thinking, God is manifesting as universe means what? Okay, God is present in stone, God is presenting in water, God is presenting in the soil, God is present in the sky. How to understand? Like in the film effect, serial effect. In the serial or cinema, we see the God's form in every part. In the water, there will be water running, there you see the Krishna. In the air, you will see the Krishna. And in the middle of the rock or inside the rock, you will see the Krishna. Because without name and form, we can't think. So that's how we think actually. Now, there's a beautiful approach, beautiful explanation has been given by Shankaracharya in this 9th verse. So Dakshinamurti has been manifested in this empirical universe. How, if you ask? Mūrtyaṣṭakam. In the second line, I think it is there. In the second line, yasyaiva mūrtyaṣṭakam. So, Murti means idol, form, or aspects or factors. So the Lord is appearing in 8 factors or in 8 aspects in this mundane world. How to understand? Let us see. So the universe has been classified into 8 factors, 8 aspects or 8 components. How? So again, if you see the shloka, you will understand. Before that, again, I will explain, then I will go to the shloka, you will please. Panchabhutani. By this time now you understand all these things. 5 elements. What are the 5 elements? Ether or space, air, fire, water, and the earth. 5 elements. Then Surya and Chandra. So 5 elements, Surya and Chandra. 7 and pumān. Here they are using the word, the author is using the word pumān. Pumān means not the male, rather any living being. From amoeba to Chaturmukha Brahman, Gandharva, Yaksha, Kinna, human beings, birds, worms, reptiles, mammals, amoebas, different phylums we read in zoology, all of them, all living beings will be brought under this category called pumān or living beings. Now, it has been broadly classified into 2 groups, that is chara and achara. Chara means moving, achara means non-moving. So moving means what here? Moving is represented by living, means all type of living beings, all species are being classified under this one category called chara, moving or living. Then all non-living beings, all things, all non-living beings has been classified under achara. So 8 elements has been classified into 2 groups. Then what are the 8 elements? Bhuhu. If you go into the shloka now, first bhuhu, bhūrambhāṃsya. It is there. When you split it, it becomes bhuhu. Bhuhu means earth. Then ambaram. So now bhuhu ambam. Ambhansi, next word is Ambhansi means water. Ambhansi analaha. Analaha means fire. Anilaha means ambara means sky or ether or space. Okay. So Bhuhu, Ambhansi, Analaha, Anilaha, Ambaram. 5 elements in the first line of the 9th verse. Okay. Then maharnāthō. Actually, the ambam, aharnāthō it becomes. When you split it, it becomes ambaram, that ma goes to the other, then it becomes aharnāthō. Aharnāthō means ahaha nātaha. Nātaha means we know that Lord. Ahaha means day or the time. So the sunrise and sunset, because of the day and night happens, isn't it? Our time is calculated. That means the Lord of the day means it is Surya. Aharnāthō, aharnātaha means here Surya. Himāṃśuḥ, himāṃśuḥ. Hima means here, of course, we all know that hima means ice and all. So here hima means cold. Amshuhu means rays. One who is capable of emitting the cold rays. Who is he? Moon. And pumān, all type of living beings. Amoeba to Chaturmukha Brahma. So 5 elements, Surya and Chandra, and also the, living beings. So these are the 8 components. So the Lord or Dakshiṇāmurti or the Brahman has manifested as this empirical universe, and the empirical universe has been classified into 8 components, 8 categories or 8 factors. Now, interestingly, if you think, whatever you can conceive in this world, in this manifested universe, we can classify this either in 1 or 2 or all of this. For example, we all use mobile. Mobile comes under where? Mobile majorly comes under 5. Then these 5 are elements it comes under. Mobile is a product which is made up of 5 elements. So if you can say table is a wooden table, say wood, again it comes from the 5 elements again. Or the metals you take, gold you take, soil you take, whatever you take in this world, or atoms you take, energy you take, whatever, everything has been classified under these 5 elements, are in the sun, or in the moon, or in the living beings. Okay, so first line you could understand now. Then ityābhāti. Abhāti means shines or manifests as charācharātmakamidaṃ idaṃ yasyaiva mūrtyaṣṭakam. So the Lord Dakshinamurti is manifesting in these 8 components as 8 components, are shining or manifesting as 8 components, are under living or non-living, and in and Vishwam Shariram Yasya Saha, that is Vishwarupa, means the Lord whose body is in this whole universe, or the whole universe is the body of the Lord, or the Lord's body is nothing but the whole universe. Probably if you remember Vishnu Sahasranama Dhyana Shloka, bhūrambhāṃsyanalō'nilōmbara vyasya nābhir vedan surchanda sauryocha netre karnāvāsha shirodurmakidhana asyayamasteyam abdihim antastam yasya vishvasarano kagugo bhogi gandharva daityahi chittam brahmyate tam trabhun vipusham vishnu mishan namami. Sorry, sometimes I'm chanting fast, sometimes things go sleep little. There also again Vishwarupa Darshana, or this Vishwarupa Ishvara concept has been given. The earth is his feet, the sky is his head, the directions are his face, the air is his breath, the moon and the sun are his eyes, fire is his mouth, water is his speech, Kubera is his left arm, oceans are his thighs, the space is belly. That is what the meaning of this bhūrambhāṃ yasya nābhir vida surachanda sauryocha netra. One of the Dhyana Shloka in the Vishnu Sahasranama. So either you take a Vishnu's Vishwarupa Darshana, or Shiva's, or Dakshinamurti, or whatever, it is all one and the same. Abhati means shine forth or appears. And one more here, parasmādvibhō nānyatkiñchana vidyatē nāste. In the third line we are saying, nānyatkiñchana vidyatē. Anyatkiñchana, na anyatkiñchana vidyatē. Okay, parasmādvibhō. In the third line we are trying to see now, parasmādvibhō. na nānyatkiñchana vidyatē, means there is nothing else in the creation other than or away from this Dakshinamurti or from this Lord or from the Brahman. Then parasmat. Parasmat means beyond, vibhō means of the Supreme Lord or the all-pervading God or the consciousness. Means there is nothing else other than the Brahman. There is nothing else other than the Dakshinamurti. There is nothing else other than the consciousness. What about this world, mundane world, which is so real, which is experienced at every point of time? Oh, that is nothing but the world, the Lord or the Brahman or the consciousness is manifested or is appearing as the world, which is made up of 8 components or 8 factors. Now, if you remember in the Gita, also we say, mattah parataram nānyatkiñchidasti dhananjaya mai sarvamidam protam sutre manigana iva. There is nothing higher than me. Everything rests upon me like a pearl's string on a thread. All these things we can understand here. That means there is no God and world, there is only God. So we are mistaking the God, or maybe God, when the moment when you use the God, you may get confused. We are mistaking the Brahman or the Atman or the consciousness as the world. We are mistaking the consciousness for the world. And if you rightly perceive the world, it is none other than the God. So what is world for the deluded people? It is the Lord or the God. It is the Brahman or the Atman or the consciousness for the wise person. God plus space and time is equal to word actually. Or Brahman plus space and time is equal to world. And how we are perceiving this world, which is very real, which appears to be very real, that is because of our mind and our sense organs. If there is no mind, if there is no sense organs, then we cannot conceive the world, we cannot perceive the world, we can think ourselves. So because of this goggles called time and space, we are using it, or because of the mind and the nature of the mind and the sense organs, we are perceiving the God as the world actually. So there was God, there is God, there will be only God. But we are perceiving the God with a limited purview of the mind and the sense organs, and we are mistaking it as, we are perceiving it as the world actually. Okay, vimṛśatāṃ. For the thinking people, in the third line, if you see, there is a one called nānyatkiñchana vidyatē vimṛśatāṃ. There is nothing other than Brahman or consciousness. For whom? Vimṛśatāṃ. For the thinking people, one who has got refined intellect, or for who has experienced the truth, who have understood the truth. What is the truth? There is none other than Dakshinamurti in the particular verse, or otherwise there is nothing else other than the Brahman or Atman or consciousness. Tasmai Shri gurumūrtayē nama idaṃ dakṣiṇāmūrtayē. I offer my salutations to that Dakshinamurti who happens to be my Guru also. And who is this Dakshinamurti? Is none other than the Brahman or the Supreme Self, who is manifesting as this world in the form of 8 factors or 8 components. Actually, God and God alone exists. Dakshinamurti alone exists, or the Brahman alone exists. Then we are perceiving the world. What about it if you ask? They are giving some explanation. So now we can understand the Upanishadic shloka, Ishavasya Upanishad shloka, first chapter, there is only one chapter, of course. First shloka, Ishavasyamidam sarvam yatkincha jagatyam jagat. Whatever exists in the world, either small or big, try to cover everything from that Isha, the Lord. For the sadhaka, we should try to cover the world with the Lord. Means what? We should try to see or imagine the Lord exists everywhere. Lord is present in everywhere, in everything. But for the wise person, for the experienced person, he or she will be able to see the God or the Brahman or the Atman everywhere. There is no place where there is no God. That's what we can see in the life of Kanakadasa. When Kanakadasa and his friends, other students, were given banana, and the teacher told Vyasaraya that you go and eat the banana where no one will see. Someone went to bathroom, someone went to behind the wall, Someone went to the room and they under the cot they ate. Someone closed the blanket and they ate. Like that, people ate in different places. But Kanakadasa was the only person who didn't eat the banana. All his friends thought, so Kanakadasa will be scolded right and left by his guru. Next day, when Guru asked all the students, they started explaining, narrating their experiences, or where did they eat. Fine. And when Kanakadasa came last term, Kanakadasa said, sorry, teacher, I couldn't follow your instruction. The teacher asked why. Everyone were laughing. Then he says, wherever I go, there were no people, no doubt, but everywhere I was able to experience the Lord, the Krishna. Because there was no place where there was no Krishna. As a result, I couldn't follow your instructions. What was your instruction? You should eat a banana where there is no one seeing you. But wherever I go, in any secluded place, any interior place, even inside the cave, for example, for that matter, even there, Krishna is there. Krishna is seeing me. I was able to see, I was able to experience. As a result, I was unable to eat banana. The Guru praises him and lauds him. Oh, my dear, you are the greatest real student and the real follower of the Vedanta or whatever. Why? Because you were able to experience the Lord at every place, at every time. And for all this great science, it is a fact. It is a fact of experience. For us, it is just hypothetical argument. Why? Because of the impurities of the mind, or because of the lack of sadhana chatushtaya sampatti. So for wise people, Brahman and Brahman alone exist. For us, Brahman and world exists. And for the materialistic, the world and world alone exists. So from the world and world alone exists, we have to travel intellectually, cognitively to the Brahman and Brahman alone exists. So for those who have understood the Vedanta clearly, it is a reminder. And who have not understood the Vedanta properly, for them it is just for an upasana. This particular sloka. When I say upasana means what? It is an ahangraha upasana. Upanishads which come under one meditation technique called ahangraha upasana. Ahangraha upasana means what? Thinking the Lord is manifesting as the universe, or I manifesting the universe. Here I means not the body and mind with the ego. I means the Brahman or the consciousness. I am that Brahman, and that consciousness is manifesting in everything, in everywhere, in every place, in everyone. So that is here actually it starts with imagination. Just how we try to imagine the Lord is sitting in my heart, spiritual heart, and I am trying to meditate on his form. So like that, this Ahangraha Upasana also starts with imagination. That consciousness exists everywhere. It is all pervasive. There is no place where there is no consciousness. It starts with imagination. Finally, when we get concentrated and our mind gets enough matured and ignorance has been removed, then I'll be able to experience that I exist everywhere. Again, I means what? Quote and unquote, the consciousness, not the body-mind complex. So here, the whole world can be taken for meditation according to this 9th verse. Like we take the God with form, particular form, like the form of Rama or Krishna, Shiva, Durga, or Ram Krishna. Or some may take saligramas or Shivalinga or as Omkara, as a pratika, symbol for meditation. Here, according to this 9th verse, we can take the entire world as the symbolic representation of the Lord, and one can meditate. So it is the biggest saligrama, biggest Shivalinga. Why? Because the whole world is nothing but God and God alone, or the Brahman and Brahman alone. That's why this idea we can see in our Indian culture. When we see the Ganges, with all due respect and reverence, we worship it. But for us, we try to worship the water in the well, or in the lake, or in the river, or in the canal, or in even the pond. Why? Because we feel that the presiding deity behind that water, Varuna Deva, exists in every water body. Or we try to worship the Ganga. Ganga Puja, we say that we take the water from the well or the lake and we do Ganga Puja. Ganges is in somewhere northern part of India or eastern part of India. When we are worshipping in South India, how can we worship Mother Ganga in the water? We try to see the Mother Ganga in every water. Similarly with the earth and every element, because the God exists everywhere, in every place and in everything. That means there is no sin at all. There is no sinners at all. There is no good and bad, right and wrong. All this duality exists at the mental level, at the superficial level. In reality, there is nothing of that. There is only one thing, Brahman, and Brahman alone exists. There is no dualities. There are no two things. That is what advaita. Dvaita means two or more. Means no. There is no two means what? There is only one. So this is what the essence of Vedanta. Brahma Satya, Jagan Mithya, Jivo Brahmaiva Naparaha. Brahma Satya, Brahman alone is real. Jagan Mithya, the world is an appearance, and there is no essential difference between individual self and the supreme self. This is the essence of Vedanta that we saw again in the 9th verse in a concluding way, in a precise way. So this is one of the beautiful sloka. We can think. Wherever we are seeing, whatever we are seeing, the Lord alone exists in the different forms actually. Now, the 10th verse, Falashruti, we will try to understand. Sarvātmatvam iti sphuṭīkṛtamidaṃ yasmādamuṣmin stavē tēnāsva śravaṇāttadartha mananāddhyānāchcha saṅkīrtanāt sarvātmatva mahāvibhūtisahitaṃ syādīśvaratvaṃ svataḥ siddhetat anustada parinitam chaiśvarya-mavyāhatam Om iti Srimad Shankaracharya Virachitam Dakshinamurti Stotram Sampurnam. Okay, now we will go to the 10th sloka. So it is the fruits has been told. Now, the divine essence is made clear in this hymn. Now, one can, by contemplating, one can meditating on it, one by reading it, studying it, what I am going to get has been told here in this 10th verse. Now let us try to see word by word. Iti idam sarvātmatvam sphuṭīkṛtam. Thus, this truth, the identity with all beings, is made clear. Iti, thus, idam, this truth. What is that? Sarvātmatvam. This is one important word. Again, beautiful word. Here itself, everything can be brought in the essence in one word. Sarvātmatvam means the identity with all beings. Brahman and Brahman alone exists, or everything is none other than Brahman, or Brahman is just manifesting as other beings and other elements or the world. And that is what called Sarvātmatvam. So that has been very clearly, very precisely, very without any ambiguity has been told. Now what is that Sarvātmatvam? Sarvam Atmam Eva. Sarvātmatvam means Sarvam Atmam Eva. Whatever exists in this world, either it is a non-living or living, either living or dead, whether it is a matter and energy, whether it is consciousness or unconscious, or movable or immovable, whatever divisions you may bring, whatever types you may bring, everything is what? In this world is Atman and Atman alone. There is nothing else in this world. That is what? That principle, that idea is called Sarvātmatvam. Sarvam Atmam Eva. Everything is what? Atman. You may bring any element, you may bring any metal, you may bring anything or anyone, it is all Atman. You might not know, you might invent or discover tomorrow. No problem for us. Even that is also will come under Atman only. How to understand? For example, gold and ornaments. Nowadays, we see that even the olden days, like 100 or 200 years before, whatever the ornaments we used to make, very big ones, again we are seeing now that has become a fashion. But for 10, 20 years before, all small golden ornaments had become a fashion. And similarly with the goggles. Gandhi's time and all, big goggles they used to use. Then afterwards, it became very thin, very small and all. Now again, big goggles people are using. Anyhow, it repeats. It rotates. So now golden ornaments. So there are different type of golden ornaments. necklace, bracelet, earring, nose ring, and whatever you can, so many type of golden ornaments you can bring. But in that, or tomorrow you may bring a new design with a golden ornament, never mind. But in all them, what is that essence actually? Gold. The moment you remove the gold, nothing exists. Everything ceases to exist. The gold, using the gold, you might create different type of ornaments and you might name any name, but in reality, gold and gold alone exist. The existence depends on what? Gold. The moment we remove the gold from the golden ornaments, the ornaments ceases to exist. So similarly, when we remove this Brahman, if at all, if we can remove the Brahman from whatever this world or anything, then nothing exists there. Everything ceases to exist. That is what called sarvātmatvatvam. Okay, where did this Shankaracharya teach this great truth? If you ask, amuṣmin stavē. Oh, not in anywhere, my dear. Not in the books, not in the lecture hall, not in that place or this place, anywhere. In this stava, in this stotra, in this hymn. So he gave the essence of Vedanta. He gave the essence of prasthanatraya. Prasthanatraya means what? Traya means three. Prasthana means three paths, three guide maps to reach the reality. What are the three maps? Three canons. One is Gita, Bhagavad Gita. The second is Upanishads. The third is Brahma Sutra. These are the three canonical texts of the Vedanta. The essence of all the three canonical texts has been given in these 9 verses, or even in the first 3 verses you can say, or 8 verses you can say, or even this in 9 verses, the essence has been given. If you understand the whole Prasthanatraya, then you read Dakshinamurti, you will enjoy like anything. Oh, every Upanishad, Bhagavad Gita and Brahma Sutra has been so beautifully, in a capsule form, it has been given in this Dakshinamurti Stotra. So Shankaracharya gave the essence of Vedanta in amuṣmin stavē, in this hymn or in this stotra called Dakshinamurti Stotra. Okay, so studying Dakshinamurti, you will be studying the entire Prasthanatraya in the essence form, in the capsule form. Okay. Tena, therefore, what happens? Wherefore, asya śravaṇāt, by hearing, śravana means what? By listening to the stotra, tadartha mananāt, by reflection on these teachings, dhyānāchcha, by meditating on this, saṅkīrtanāt, or by reciting, by chanting, you can get the moksha or mukti. Moksha or mukti means I am not going to attain any new thing. I am only going to lose something. Oh my God. If I have to lose something, already I am a loser in my life. Why should I chant it? Why do I lose it? By chanting this, I will lose the ajnana. I will lose the ignorance. So śravaṇāt. Śravana means hearing, we understand. What do we mean by śravana? There is a clear definition. Systematic and consistent study of the Vedanta for a length of time under the guidance of a competent teacher. So many terms and conditions are here. One is systematic study. What do you mean by systematic study? First, we have to study Prakarana Granthas, introductory manuals, then Bhagavad Gita, then Upanishads, at least few Upanishads, then go to Brahma Sutra. This is what we mean systematic study or Vedantic methodology. Now YouTube lectures are available, someone sends or suddenly I get, immediately people start reading or hearing Mandukya Karika lectures. They get confused or they don't get understand properly. Already we have got so many confusions and some more confusions will be added. That's why systematic study. Okay, I'm doing systematic study. I started with Tattva Bodha or Atma Bodha because of the introductory manual. I stopped it. No, consistency should be there. For some time I read and after few years again I study. No, that is also not required. For a length of time it should be done. And what? Self-learning? No. We should try to read and understand, study under the guidance of competent teacher. Otherwise, we may, there is a mistake of misunderstanding, wrong understanding. That's why. Okay. So for Uttama Adhikari means what? One who is well established in Sadhana Chatushtaya Sampanna, for him, Shravana alone is enough. Tattvamasi Shvetaketu, Uddhalaka said to Shvetaketu, 9 times. Tattvamasi Shvetaketu, Tattvamasi Shvetaketu, Tattvamasi Shvetaketu, like 9 times. Then he said, Ahamasmi Brahma. Whether he said or not, he experienced Ahamasmi Brahma. He experienced that I am that Brahman. In the Kathopanishad also we can see, when he asked about the Brahma Gnana, Yama started explaining it. After a few shlokas when he heard, he experienced who am I, Nachiketa. Now we might read all the Prasthanatrayas, but we may not be able to experience it or completely get away from the ignorance. Why? That means our sadhana chatushte sampannata is not enough. Qualification is lower. So for Uttama Adhikaris, Shravana alone is there. By Shravana, if you didn't get that Atmagnana, means your Agnana Nasha has not been occurred, means then they say you go to Manana. Manana means what? Recapitulation, reflections on that. You heard Upanishad teaching or Dakshinamurti teaching or Vedantic teaching, then time and again keep on thinking, like cudding. Like the cows, they grab the fodder. Then afterwards, when they sit, they bring it back and they munch, and again they try to dissolve it or they try to swallow. So similarly, I heard the Vedantic teachings, then again I am trying to remember it time and again. I am trying to analyze, and so that my conviction become better and all my doubts will be cleared. That is what Mananat, remembering time and again and getting better understanding, clear understanding. Dhyanat. So for Uttama, Madhyama. So there are mediocre spiritual aspirants from the Manana, their Ajnana Nasha happens. So even after doing Manana, it doesn't happen, that means we are Manda Adhikaris, we are the beginners. Sadhana Chatusha Sampannata has not there at all, or very little. Then what to do? We should go to Nididhyasana, means one who is trying to meditate, contemplate on this. Who am I? Oh, I am able to experience leg pain, means I have got a leg. I have got a leg, I am not the leg. I have a body, I am not the body. My mind is agitated today. My mind is agitated today means my emotions are disturbed, my ego is disturbed, my thoughts are disturbed, but I am not that thoughts. I am not that mind. I am not that emotions. So trying to be witness and trying to be the witness of all these things. So time and again we should keep on doing this. Dhyanat, Nididhyasana. Now Shana, Manana, Nididhyasana, all the three we think we did, and still we are unable to experience it, means what? Then you don't have or I don't have sadhana chatushte sampannata. They say, that's why they say saṅkīrtanāt. Either I am unable to comprehend Vedanta, or I have not got enough sadhana chatushte sampannata. Then what to do? Saṅkīrtanāt. By chanting, by reciting, by reading and rereading again and again. What happens? Slowly, these vrittis will be developed and Vishaya Vasana, Bhoga Vasana reduces. Why? We should keep on hearing good things. Our Vedantic teachings, our prayers, bhajans. Why? By doing this time and again, our detachment will increase and our attachment to the world and worldly objects gets reduces. That's why saṅkīrtanāt, they say. So by either Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana, Saṅkīrtana, one can get Atmagnana from this. That is what the fruits of Dakshinamurti Stotra. Okay. What is the benefit? You ask. Sarvātmatvam mahāvibhūtisahitaṃ. Sarvātatmam. What is that? Already we have understood. Sarvam Atmam Meva. Everything is Brahman. Everything is Atman alone. Then mahāvibhūtisahitaṃ. Identity with the Atman along with all the great divine powers are this world and other things. So now Ishvaratvam. Ishvaratvam means of the Lord. Now, so everything is God and God alone. There's nothing else. So there is no second thing, nothing to torture, nothing to complain, nothing to harass, nothing to hurt, and nothing to limit me. So this is the final thing. Now, one or two important points is there. By this we will end. Now, Ashtada Parinitam Aishwaryam Avyāhatam Siddhaye Tatah Punaha. I think in the third or fourth line, in the third line, it is there. So what does it mean, second or third line? Here, Ashtada Parinitam. So some commentators or some translators, unfortunately, they translate it as one may attain by studying Dakshinamurti Stotra, by getting Atmagnana, Brahmagnana, one may attain Ashtada Parinitam means 8 occult powers. That's how they translate. That means if you are a Brahmagnani or Jivan Mukta, you should get this, Ashtasiddhis, 8 occult powers. Oh, I have not got occult powers, then, but I have got experience that I am the Brahman. Oh, may not be, no, because if you don't get miraculous powers or occult powers, then you cannot be Gnani. That's what it becomes. In Christianity, if you have to be a saint, you have to perform miracles. But no, here Ashtada Parinitam means it is not 8 occult powers. What are the 8 occult powers? Anima. If you have got, whoever has got anima power, he can be any small like, atom like. Mahima. Mahima is big. One can be very huge, very big. Then Lagima, like a light. He can become very light, like a air, paper or whatever. Garima, he can be like heavy, like a Mount Everest forest. Then Prapti. Prapti means he can obtain anything, he can travel to anywhere and all. Prakamyam means fulfillment of desires, any type of desire he wishes, he can have it. Then Ishitvam. Ishitvam means mastery over the elements, and Vashitvam means control over the natural forces. That's where we see Ravana tried to stop the movement of the sun, movement of the stars, movement of the planets, we say. So that is either Ishitvam or Vashitvam. Vashitvam, he had that power. So these 8 powers, we are not speaking here actually. Then what we should, then Ashtada Parinitam means what? If you remember the 9th sloka, 9th verse, the God has been manifested there in the form of 8 factors or 8 components. So one who understands the truth, he will also understand that even these 8 factors, vibhutis, are nothing but the God and God alone is manifesting or been appeared in these 8 forms. That is what we understand. So we have to understand here. And one more, Ishvaratvam. Here Ishvaratvam means, oh, I will get Ishvaratva. Means I can create, I can be omnipresent, I'm omnipotent, omniscient, or I can do anything and everything. That's what people might confuse. Here Ishvaratvam means Swamitvam. Means I will be a master. I will achieve self-mastery. At right now, I may be a master, means I may be a teacher in the school or in the university. I may be a leader in the company. I may be a boss in the company, but I am the slave for my desires. I am slave of my sense organs. I am slave of my thoughts, mind. I don't want to think, Swamiji, but my mind is unable to leave it. We are all been having these problems, isn't it? We are the slaves of our own mind and thoughts and emotions and ego or whatever. But this person will be attain Swamitva, means he will have a self-mastery. At his will he can sleep. At his will he can eat. At his will he can think. At his will he can stop thinking also. That is what Ishvaratva. So basically he gets mukti or moksha, and more than that, he'll be able to understand Atman and Atman alone exists. The Atman is manifesting, the Brahman is manifesting in the 8 forms, and he will attain the self-mastery. So by studying Dakshinamurti Stotra and by putting into practice, what do we get? It has been told in the 10th verse. I always tell, no, Vishnu Sahasranama Palashruti is there, Lalita Sahasranama Palashruti is there, and in the Devi Stuti, Durga Saptashati or Chandi, at the 13th chapter, we get Palashruti, in the 12th and 13th chapter, there is a Palashruti. I always say, probably feel or think, this should be told at the beginning itself. So that when the people don't know what do we get it from studying this or by doing this, then probably people will be much more serious. Some of us might feel now, oh, if all these things I would have known, I would have attended the Dakshinamurti Stotra class more sincerely, or more seriously I would have studied, or I would have added more homework or whatever. So anyhow, this is only just an encouragement this has been told. So one has to be sincere in our spiritual pursuits and in the knowledge pursuit, then only we can experience who am I, or then only we can remove that ignorance and we can be happy and blissful at all given point of times. So this ends the Dakshinamurti Stotra. May the Lord and Adi Shankaracharya bless all of us so that we shall experience who am I by removing the ignorance or the wrong knowledge or wrong perceptions. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Tat Sat. Shri Rama Krishnarpanamastu. Yeah, if you've got any questions, I'll be happy to answer.
Thank you very much, Swamiji. I think that was nice 10 shlokas. One, of course, larger question is, what are we doing next? Is something that we have not answered. It's not a question to you. We have to resolve ourselves. Do you have any first level suggestions, Swamiji?
Yeah, one we can think of Vivek Chudamani. One is that on Viveka Chudamani we can think, or any Upanishad, Kathopanishad, if you want to think, we can go. Because Bhagavad Gita, I don't want to suggest. Bhagavad Gita, when you take it, will go for a decade or at least.
Even Viveka Chudamani is a very big text.
Yeah, it is a 700 slokas. Yeah, it is right. For 10 slokas itself, I think we took some 12, 15 classes. Then for 700 slokas, imagine. Or you can think on
Ashtavakra Gita.
Ashtavakra Gita, yeah. I don't mind. Because this is also a chance for me to study more and more deeply. Because when you listen, I mean, when the students listen, yes, generally you all try to be concentrated and all, but still you can afford to be not concentrated. But in the teacher's case, it is not possible. If I'm taking 1 hour class, means at least 1 hour I'll be fully concentrated on the Vedanta. So that's how I'll be doing a Vedantic meditation. And for teaching or for explaining, I have to do homework. At least 2, 3, 4 hours I try to do it. So much time I'll be spending my time on Vedanta, thinking on the Brahman or consciousness. That's how I get more and more, benefited. Any scripture is fine, yeah. Yeah, we can take some time. In the group, you can discuss also.
Viveka Chudamani, we are going to do some specific shlokas, or we will do the full 700?
Yeah. However, we can probably sometimes, if it is the same idea has been discussed in the, repeated, if there's a repeated idea, then we can skip, or we can go, detailed, depending on the interest of the people and the patience of the people also.
So Maharaj, you will not be taking the dhyan part?
Yeah, it's a good question. You want to take the dhyana part?
Why not complete it fully? Then we can go to the next text.
Yeah, maybe 1 or 2 class. If everyone wants, we can take the dhyana shlokas also of this Dakshinamurti.
But Maharaj, if you discuss Vivek Chudamani, that will lead